time stronger. You can't kill the culture. A state of emergency. In 1993, cancel the carnival festivity. But it came back with a bang, like Ilele, Shang Shang, better than before in 94.
That is resilience.
All the hard-working committees, all the sacrifices. So bring out the champagne. Let me hear the sweet refrain. Carnival celebrating 50-50.
The specials at Domino's are hot, hot, hot for any occasion. Hot out of the oven. 1 medium, 2 topping pizza, and 2 20-ounce Cokes, only $35. Free Coke with your lunch until 2 p.m. Small, 1 topping school child lunch special, only $14. 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas, and a 2-liter soda, only $67. 2 large, 2 topping pizzas, and a 2-liter soda, only $73. Oh, and the big one, baby. Free large pizza every Tuesday with your favorite 2 for Tuesday special. So, come on down or call and order now and experience our tasty oven-baked goodness. Domino's, the home of satisfaction.
Wow, call Domino's. Now.
During the 12 weeks of Christmas, the cable gave to me free internet connectivity with lots of prizes and surprises for my loyalty, proving the cable really cares for me. There's HBO Plus streaming on Ultra TV and free extreme internet upgrade for all teachers in this land. So get your cable plan and bundle packages for the family. The cable gave me a platinum card that's interest-free with online shopping capability and money transfer options with no global restrictions and no monthly fee. The cable is giving back to you and me. The cable is giving back to you and me.
Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop.
That's a fact, man. This inconsistency and this terrible driving on the road these days has to stop. And the guy in the studio right now to try to his best to put a stopping to this is my buddy, Mr. Brown. Well, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
You look very sharp today, man. Had a good night's sleep last night?
Yes, I had a
good rest.
Yeah. What about you, man?
I had a pretty good sleep, you know.
You're fully charged and ready.
I'm fully charged and ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Weekend is coming. So what's on our plate today?
Yeah, I first must want to say good morning to all our valued listeners who are in tune at this moment. And I want to welcome you to this another Traffic Talk on the Road program, which is aired every Wednesday morning right here on ZIZ Radio at 8:30. And it's good to be here once more. Rascal, you asked me what's on the table. As our theme song is telling us we have to slow it down. So this morning, I feel I would want to address what is happening on our streets. What we are seeing and what we are realizing is that a number of accidents are happening on our streets. Persons are driving very dangerously. Persons are driving carelessly. So this morning, I would want to go into these important topics, and would want to differentiate what we are calling careless driving and dangerous driving. Careless driving, what does this tell us? It tells us that you're driving, if you're driving carelessly, it falls way below the minimum standard which is expected of a careful driver. And this includes driving without reasonable consideration for other road users. What is dangerous driving? Dangerous driving includes behavior that potentially endangers yourself and or other road users. If you drive in a careless or dangerous manner, you risk your chance of being prosecuted. Careless and dangerous driving. It is illegal to drive or ride a vehicle dangerously on the road or without due care and attention or reasonable consideration for other road users. You could be breaking the law if, while you're driving or riding, you are guilty of any of the following behaviors. And what are careless behavior, careless driving behavior? One, it includes tailgating. And what does tailgating mean? It means that you're driving too close behind another vehicle. Two, failing to look properly. Three, you suddenly brake. Four, you're overtaking on the left side of a vehicle. Five, turning into the path of another driver. Six, having your attention diverted or distracted inside your vehicle. For example, you're being on your cell phone. And seven, having your attention diverted by a distraction outside your vehicle. And we would say you are gazing. That is what we are saying. When you're distracted by something on the outside, you know, you're gazing and you stand the chance of running into the back of a vehicle or someone that is ahead of you.
Like you see a nice looking girl and you get your eyes peeled and forget you're on
the
road.
You get the picture.
I got the picture.
Yes. So these are some careless behaviors that would cause you to be involved in an accident. And what are some dangerous behavior? One, you are racing, you're going too fast, or you're driving aggressively. Two, you're ignoring the traffic lights or warning from passengers. Three, you're overtaking dangerously. Four, you're driving while unfit, and this includes having an injury or being unable to see clearly. And five, you're driving while knowing that your vehicle has a dangerous fault, such as you have a problem with your braking condition, your braking mechanism, and such as the like. So if you know you're driving and your vehicle is not roadworthy, it means that you are driving dangerously and you're putting not only just your life at risk, but other road users, innocent road users. And one may ask, what does our law in St. Kitts Navy say as it relates to dangerous and careless driving? And I would refer to our Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Section 48, subsection 1. And it states that any person who drives a motor vehicle on a road recklessly or at a speed or in a manner which is dangerous to the public, having regards to all the circumstances of the case, including the nature, the condition, and the use of the road, and the amount of traffic which is actually at the time, or which might reasonably be expected to be on the road, you shall be liable to A, upon summary conviction, to a fine not exceeding $4,000, or to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a term not exceeding 4 months, and in the case of a second or subsequent conviction, either to a fine not exceeding $5,000 or to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a term not exceeding 6 months, or to both such fine and imprisonment. And B, upon conviction on indictment, that is if you are tried at the High Court, to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a term not exceeding 2 years, or to a fine, or both such imprisonment and fine. And careless driving, and this is at section 49, and it states that if any person drives a motor vehicle on a road without due care and attention, or without reasonable consideration for other persons using the road, he or she commits an offense and shall be liable upon summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $2,000, and on a second or subsequent conviction for a like offense to be disqualified for holding or obtaining a driver's license for such period as the court shall think fit. So yes, the law speaks. The law is very serious when it comes to persons driving dangerous on our street.
But yet we're still having it on
We
a
are still
daily
seeing it.
basis. As a matter of fact, while we were here last week,
Yeah.
Wednesday, discussing about driving driving recklessly, you had an accident happening up there by the water department.
Yeah, that is correct.
On the airport road, and that was a flip.
Yeah.
And I always wonder, how do you flip on a straight road unless you consider your tires got, blown out or anything? I'm not sure, but I don't think I heard driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. I don't think you had it there. And that is a very important
that is
one.
a very serious
And that's
position,
a big impaired right
yes,
there.
Definitely.
So you got to add that one there because, we're coming into the season.
Yes. Well, I'll touch upon that sometime, maybe next week, as I would see it, as you rightfully say. We are coming into the
season,
festive season.
when,
everything is seemingly open up.
Yep.
And we want persons to be
Very careful,
safe
The life you save could be your very own.
Or that of your family.
Or that of your family, or friend, or a stranger,
Yes,
because
yes,
sometimes,
yes.
sometimes the driver don't get damaged.
That's true.
It's
That's
the surroundings who just pick up all the damages, you know what I mean? And that is a problem right there. I see your phone lines are going crazy, so I don't know if you have anything else, because
No, we can-
the sooner we open, the better, because I think a lot of people want to get at you today.
I think we can entertain.
And I like when they come at you. So let's go to the phone lines quickly. You got a headphone on? Okay, good. Your volume is up. I put mine up. And so let's go to the phone lines and get some queries from the outside. Good morning. Traffic Talk today.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie and Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
I have a major concern with respect to, I have a question first. What type of case is a traffic case? Is it civil? If it is, when does it cross over to become criminal? I want to listen for that because I have a follow-up question.
Okay. It's what we call quasi-criminal. It's in other words, then it's not a criminal matter whereby you commit your intention is to go out and commit a traffic offense. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So
now,
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead,
You go
sorry.
ahead. Yeah. So if you go out there and you ran into the back of a vehicle, I don't think your intention is or was to go out there and willfully run into the back of a vehicle. But
there cannot be a strict liability.
Right. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because
Okay.
but as long as the evidence is there to prove that you were, as I mentioned earlier in some of my my presentation, if the evidence is there that you were driving carelessly or you were tailgating, you were gazing on the outside, yes, you can be prosecuted and be charged.
Okay, usually when someone has a criminal matter pending,
Yes.
the court at times they take away the travel documents. Am I correct?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Now you have some Ross University students, and there's a particular case where Ross University students got into an accident with a local. A matter of fact, to the extent that the injuries were really severe,
Oh.
and the court order, the judgment order, was about $235,000. That just to give you an idea of how extensive
Yeah.
the damages and the injuries were. The guy, 2/3 of his total being was in cast, right?
Yeah.
Now, the civil aspect of it, you have insurance and you're low to insurance.
Correct.
That look I got in a major accident and you have to cover me based on the premium I've been paying.
Correct.
Now, after the traffic case, the student disappeared. And you know, they have some wise lawyers working for them. They'll cite a case from the Commonwealth. But as long as you can't get in touch with the insured, I mean the person who was at fault in the accident, the maximum you can pay is $5,000. And I think that is highly ridiculous. Because you could see that the judgment order was given for $235,000. But yet, they cannot find conveniently maybe cannot find the party to the accident. And as such, they cite a case that says once you can't find the person, only $5,000, the maximum the insurance can pay. So why did we even give the student the travel documents to just disappear in such a crucial accident where somebody was injured so badly?
So what are you saying that the documents, the travel documents were taken from the student and later given back to that student? I would
like to assume maybe it not to have been given back to the student, or it should have been taken from the student. Because we're having too many similar accidents of that nature, where the Ross University students get into accident and then they just disappear. I know one person had to go through about 4 operations after such an accident concerning a Ross University student. And maybe the university might have to create a fund that when these people get in the accident and they injure people and they're going to disappear, there's some fund to help in the compensation factor, because it cannot be right. $234,000. And for whatever reason, they disappear and it is permitted, and the insurance will say only $5,000 they could pay because that is some case citing out of the Commonwealth. You all need to look at that. When there was university students get in accident, you all just can't let them rush away like that. Somebody's body was 2/3 in cast.
Wow.
The guy passed away eventually, maybe more than a year and a day after. So you can't even say, well, it was more or whatever. So I don't know, when are we going to stop this?
What I always advise persons, if they're dealing with an accident with someone, and it does not necessarily have to be a Ross student. If that person is a foreigner, you try to put the matter before the court as quick as possible, because as they rightfully say, people have a way of disappearing. So,
but that was done. That was done.
It
but
was
now for the civil matter
civil
and
part
the
of it.
judgment that was passed, the person cannot be found. And insurance pretending as if, well, they can't take it on because they got to be guided by the lawyers. And then the lawyers will say to you, when somebody cannot be found, there's a case in the Commonwealth that has precedent that you only pay a maximum of $5,000. That can't be right.
The legal minds need to look more into that. Yeah.
I mean, with this kind of information, the topic like got to do some sort of retreat and ask themselves some serious question along with the legal fraternity.
Yes.
As to why would we continue to do like that? I mean, Kennedy Bridgewater passed away, but yet his estate is trying to claim the $235,000, and they're saying the maximum you could get $5,000 because the person cannot be found. I find that to be strange, because even if the perpetrator died in the accident and was not around, the insurance should be liable for paying whatever civil liability. I think that we're playing around down here with people and taking us for granted. We need to get those things straight now. You can't say you cannot find the person. So if the person died in the accident, what would have happened? The insurance company is liable. And they got to stop this foolishness about quoting Commonwealth case such a maximum of $5,000. They got to put themselves in other people's position.
Yes, Carl, I can hear the passion in your voice, and I could sense that it really touches, you know.
Because a family member of mine as well, it cannot be right. Kennedy Bridgewater get mashed up. 2,000 his body was in cast. The judgment was passed against the individual, $235,000. But the person cannot be found. And the lawyer for that particular insurance would say that the state in a case on the Commonwealth, that's only $5,000 maximum can be paid. Now we have to look at that as a people.
Yes, yes. Okay.
I wish you well.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot for the information, man, and all the best. That's a tough one. Definitely a tough one. We go back to the phone lines. Good morning, Traffic Talk.
Hi, good morning. Interesting.
Thanks for holding, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. The traffic lights, especially about 8 o'clock in the morning, you're talking about reckless driving. Those people run the red lights as if they weren't there. I'm asking the sergeant there, what is in place to deal with those perpetrators? I know what they're doing in larger countries with the cameras and so, but these people running with impunity.
Which area though?
All traffic lights.
All.
Well, let me start to single out. All of them.
Yes, everybody trying to
They're
get to
running
work.
with impunity, nothing happening. As long as it's red, sometimes two go through. And it's red. And sometimes some people who are really legally, according to the lights, green, to go through, they have to wait.
Yeah.
That is not supposed to be happening with impunity.
Carl, I must say that a number of persons who try to, as I say, run the red lights and cause this accident, a number of persons have been taken before the court for such. So, yes.
Examples is a simple thing. Make examples and publish them.
True. I see your point.
My case with that.
All right.
Lastly, one last thing.
Yeah.
It seems fashionable, and Ronnie mentioned it, although it may not be a drug, but it seems fashionable for people to drive with spliffs in the mouth, a certain section of society. I don't know if that is impeding or what, but some people actually light up their drive, and you see them, just driving around casually. Is that against the law? I know laws were passed with a certain amount of cannabis that you can have. But I'm just asking, is it a case where it may impede the judgment of, drivers? And another point, I mean, in certain territories, you can't drive with a bottle of beer and drinking as you drive. If the police pull you over and you found any type of alcohol in your car, you're fine. So I'm just wondering specifically about this place.
Well, what I can say, Carl, is that if you are involved in an accident or if you are caught driving and the legal amount of drugs is way above the legal requirement, whether it be alcohol or drugs or even prescription medications, if it is above the what is required, then you can be prosecuted.
Okay, but let's not wait for an accident.
That's true. That's true.
If you observe, what's happening.
I understand.
You could at least warn or whatever.
Yeah. You're correct.
Seems fashionable.
They would tell you it helped them to slow down.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. We go back to the phone lines. Good morning, Traffic Talk.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thanks for waiting.
No problem. I know the drill. This program is dear to my heart, so I have no problem waiting for even a half an hour.
I appreciate it.
Because somebody have their point and you just have to be patient.
Yes.
So good morning, Sergeant Brown. How are you?
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
As usual, it's a timely topic, and especially coming on to the Christmas.
The festive season,
Yeah, and there's going to be rentals and different persons going to be in the Federation.
You are so correct, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you bring up the topic at this time. And for me, the tailgating is a no-no. I hate it with a passion.
Right.
Once I realize someone is close to me, I will stop, let them pass. Because my car was involved about 3 accidents, and the same thing happened. person run into the back. I was wondering if the back saying run into me. Honestly, because it was just strange. And I did all I was supposed to do. I pull over to the left, put on my indicator, my brakes light are working. That's one thing I normally do. In the morning, I get up and I check my car properly.
Yes.
Because sometimes you see some vehicles out there, you wonder how they're on the road in the first place.
Right.
But some persons, for some reason, they just do these things. They don't care. And the hard part for me, especially with you have this thing about they call I think is whiplash.
Yeah.
And that is very is a matter of fact it's painful, and it can lead into other things.
Yeah,
some people just take it for granted that they get a lash from the back and they just take it for granted. But then later down, they start to complain about all kind of back pain.
Right. As you get older in age.
Exactly. So
well,
that is.
I myself had that very same experience a couple months ago. I was hit from behind. The impact forced me to go forward and hit the vehicle that was in front of me. So I definitely can speak to what you're saying.
Yeah. So persons need to be more, and then now that the road is completely finished, it's like it gives person the license to drive careless and reckless. And the thing about the people, I think persons sometimes get confused in terms of you can drive fast, but you can drive carefully in the sense that you're not driving reckless. Reckless driving is passing, as you say. How are you going to pass a vehicle on the left-hand side? Obviously, you just don't care. But the hard part for it is that when they get into this accident, is the amount of pain that the person, most of the time, nothing happened to them, and they injure persons, and then you find out they don't have any license, they don't have any insurance, and it's a long, drawn-out thing, as the gentleman just called earlier. Maybe one of the things to counteract, I'm going to maybe give him a little advice, is once these things are happening with these students, persons from overseas, if you can once you get in the court system, you can put a stop at the immigration, because once they leave, that's it. So we can put them on a special list, and then once they show up, we know, well, okay, then this person, because we'll have the information. But once these persons get on a flight and they're out of the federation, it's difficult.
That's it.
And it's unfortunate that these liars, sometimes you wonder, oh, you can your judgment is $2,300 and something, and then you're going to tell me the person $5,000? Come on, it's but then the lawyers they will have to. That is something they will have to work out and get to some kind of, maybe the laws need to be, maybe I don't know, because when I heard it was painful, and it could happen to anybody.
It could
happen to anyone. But as usual, Mr. Brown. Great topic as usual, and as I say, it's a timely topic because we are coming into the festival season, and now that we have the quarantine period is lessened and more people is going to be coming to the federation, that is something we have to take into consideration.
Okay.
But good show as usual, Mr. Brown.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, we go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Okay, let me go here straight to it now. Now the first thing, smoke impedes your visibility. That's number one. Whether it's spliff, a lickety spliff, a cigarette, smoke in your eye, it impedes your visibility. That's done. And the next thing again, people from here who born here commit crime on one way, and they never intend to come back, and nobody gonna look for them. Never mind who ain't born here. Who ain't born here when they get in an accident and they gone. They say, well, to hell with them, may got to go back there. So that's another loss. So like what the caller there before me just say, well, put some information to the immigration them so they could catch you when you go there. It's just like when you license a bike. When you go license a bike, the serial number in the first stolen bike. And when you see the number come up, you know, well, the bike was stolen. So you hold the culprit. Then the last thing, you got what you call a 2-foot crab. Crabbing on the head. They got oil and they got pliers. But they got an idiot driving the vehicle after 2 in the morning with noise that you could step on a tourist boat out on the Atlantic and hear the noise while you're making it in the morning. I mean, what do you want with that kind of noise on the road? In the car, nobody want to hear when they're passing. What do we have, an alarm clock to wake up people to go work? But are you going to catch them and hope you catch them? There's only one person now that is doing that foolishness. Every morning after 2 o'clock, they pass with a hell of a load of noise on the car. For what? Nobody wants to know that they got them thing on the car. Let it go ahead. No police, not stationary like lampposts. But are you going to catch him? Have a good day.
Okay, buddy. Thanks, man. We go back to the phone lines. Good morning. Traffic Talk.
Yes, good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning, Sergeant Brown.
Good morning.
Sergeant Brown, I'm going to speak about the Fort Thomas. Right?
Yes.
Brown, walk out the Fort Thomas Road for this guy.
Because Mr. Derek Bifrace had a road when Inspector Kane was there, pertaining to the same thing I'm speaking about. And he got a letter, he wrote a letter to the Commissioner of Police, and they put up a sign up by the church stating that where the buses are supposed to run. Somebody went and knocked it down, and they're coming through Fort Thomas Road with a speed, with vehicles. And the road having a lot of potholes past there. In Fort Thomas Road need to look into. I'm not coming anywhere to speak about every day I top my van, I could tell you the amount of vehicles that passing through there at morning and in the evening. And according to culture, there's a lot of people coming across here with a lot of music in the car, and you want to know if it is a dance hall. You all have to put on the policeman on the road and check out these people.
Okay, buddy. We got you.
Into Fort Thomas Road for me. We want speed bumps.
Brown, you got to work on Fort
If I have
Thomas
money,
Road.
I will buy them and put them down.
See that?
As caller, I want.
Thanks a lot, brother.
I don't know if the caller would recall that about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, when Superintendent Henry was a guest on this program, he would have promised that the speed bump issue is being looked into. So I can assure you that is being looked into, as was mentioned by Superintendent Henry when he was last year on our program.
Okay, we're going to take one more call, and we're going to go to the 9 o'clock news report, and we could come back with maybe the next 5-10 minutes. So let's see this. This one quick question, caller.
Hey, good morning to the general public. Let's call this Danny. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes. One of the issues that I've seen a lot right now, and I wish that, the police could take a serious stand, is people who drive in and they have the babies in the middle of the two front seat, standing up.
That definitely is a no-no.
That is a no-no, and it's overbearing a lot of. And now when you're going to have school going to close now, and you have more vehicle on the road, to the general public out there, please restrain y'all child. Put them in the car seat or put a seat belt on top of them. If I want to rope the hardware, them go rope, tie them down. No. That's why you're laughing here, boys. Are true talk,
That's how you put it. No, I know. I'm aware. A matter of fact, with all these cars on the road lately, I haven't seen a great influx of car seats coming in, of children's seats coming in. I have not seen that in a while, actually.
Yeah.
People are not doing that. They're quicker by a pram.
Yeah. Another thing, when some callers spoke about the foreigners coming in and getting in accident and leave, I could second that. I could throw that. I could vote that. I done had people hit me bus in rental, they gone, and like he gone down the drain. At one time, but I will say this, at one time a rough lady hit me bus. We went to court, and the lady who went with me gave a wrong color of the car. I lose the case, and the lady who hit me bus sent back the money and was done worse. It's when I tell somebody your name Tyrone Brown. The person say, your name Tyrone Brown? I say, yeah. You sure your name Tyrone Brown? I say, yeah. They say, well, you know this woman, and they call your woman name. I say, yeah. After again, an accident I toy with her, they said the lady sent back the money. But through the years down gone, I think it was over 5 years. They said wherever the money maybe just went back or wherever the case may be. Because they never looked for me to give me the money.
No, they were looking for Granny.
Well, I don't know what they're looking for, but they find the right person. Yeah, but, that is something at least we have to look into, right, and organize that. The speed bump, watch here. You see, as the sergeant said, the Soup Henry was on the program the other day. I don't know, but it run through my brain. I think Cromwell Henry should be a commissioner for traffic. And that because he right on ball, he know a lot of things about traffic. And that's one thing I rate that man there for. You could call this man for anything and he give the info. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
a warm and blessed Christmas season. Today is the 1st of December. Please enjoy Christmas or your holidays, wherever the case may be. You take care. Yes. Nice program.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. Stay safe on the road. Okay, Brown, we're going to just take a little break and get some 9 o'clock reports. And when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit about how we can stop these people from getting away from our legal system. Make everybody happy.
Slow it down, slow it down.
Rise Up Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complementary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525. or fax your requests to 466-8221.
News update for this morning. I'm Mervan Thompson. Locally, the Advanced Vocational Education Center, AVIC, held a professional development industrial visit for its facilitators to help broaden their perspectives in relation to curriculum development, according to the director of AVIC, Mr. Winslow Brooks. As part of the professional tour, facilitators visited areas of the agriculture department, such as the abattoir, and they also toured Park Hyatt Hotel. Director Brooks indicated that this year all courses offered at the institution were filled to capacity, with some prospective applicants being asked to reapply for the next academic year. AVIC offers a wide range of courses including refrigeration, welding, general construction, motor vehicle repairs, and plumbing. Regionally, a doctor in Antigua and Barbuda is saying that persons should be concerned, but not alarmed, by the Omicron variant. ABS News has this report.
Your perspective as a physician on the Omicron variant, is that something people should be concerned about at this point?
I think people should be concerned, but not alarmed. I think it's a concern for all of us, but I don't think all the information is out yet. And so I think there's reason for concern, but not alarm.
On Monday, the World Health Organization released a technical report on the 5th variant of concern. In it, it describes the Omicron COVID-19 variant as having an unprecedented number of spiky mutations, some of which are concerning for their potential impact on the trajectory of the pandemic. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus explains the new variant, which emerged more than 18 months since COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, highlights the volatile nature of the infection.
No region, no country, no community, and no individual is safe until we are all safe. The emergence of the highly mutated Omicron variant underlines just how perilous and precarious our situation is.
Health authorities in the Netherlands on Tuesday said the presence of the new variant was identified in samples taken between the 19th and 23rd of November. That means the variant was in Europe prior to South Africa's reporting of their discovery to the World Health Organization.
We shouldn't need another wake-up call. We should all be wide awake to the threat of this virus. But Omicron's very emergence is another reminder that although many of us might think we're done with COVID-19, it's not done with us.
The WHO Director General adds scientists continue to study the new variant to better understand its severity and transmissibility. Dr. Belazir is urging the public to continue to adhere to COVID-19 safety protocols. He has this advice for the populace.
Get vaccinated. It's the biggest, most important thing that you can do to reduce the loss of life that comes with COVID.
Rakib Aparicio putting for ABS News.
And internationally, a connecting train tunnel between Denmark and Germany has begun construction after years of paperwork. Upon completion, travel time between both places is expected to decrease by 2 hours. Euronews reports.
Construction of a Baltic Sea tunnel has officially begun on the German island of Fehmarn in Schleswig-Holstein. The controversial billion-dollar deal aims to build an 18-kilometer tunnel to connect Germany and Denmark. German and Danish politicians described the tunnel as the project of the century at the groundbreaking ceremony on Monday.
The mood is good. It really takes a load off my mind, because to get such a planning approval procedure through, to get the right to build before the Federal Administrative Court for such a huge project that has been running for decades, that's a real relief.
In Denmark, construction has already been underway since 2020, but in Germany, building was delayed after more than 12,000 objections to the project were received, with environmental groups and ferry companies filing lawsuits.
The tunnel is important for Denmark and for Germany and for all of Europe because it really connects Europe. It is a very good way to make sure that we can switch from planes to trains.
The combined road and rail tunnel is expected to be ready by 2029. Denmark will bear an estimated 7.1 billion euros in construction costs for the tunnel, while Germany will pay an estimated 3.5 billion euros for the road and rail link. In the future, the tunnel will cut the journey time between Hamburg and Copenhagen to around 2.5 hours, at least 2 hours less than today. The Schleswig-Holstein transport minister says he hopes this project will bring in additional jobs and more tourists to the region.
And that's it for your 9 a.m. news update for this morning. I'm Mervyn Thompson.
More ways to win big.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complementary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.
You're simply the best.
All right. So we are back. We are telling you still to continue to slow down and be careful on the road. We were online taking calls and already have seen my switchboard back up. So let's go to the line one time and say good morning. Okay, that person has gone. Let's try this other one. ZIZ, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Brown,
hey.
Postmate and Rascal.
Thank you, sir.
Question, I don't have something that you could deal with now. In the situation where you're driving, something flies into your eye, you lose control of the vehicle, and you cause an accident, injuring or killing somebody. Does the law speak to that? And if so, could you explain if you have the time to deal with that now?
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much, caller. There's something in law. It's called automatism. It's like what it is saying is like there's an instinct reaction that you would have done, which caused you, not a fault of you, but because of you instinctively react to whatever, as you mentioned, something might have fly in your vehicle like a bee or a wasp or something, and you, for some reason, just try to smash it, thing it away, brush it away, and bam, you collide your vehicle. I think you could, that it's what I would describe. It's a difference that you can use to say, listen, this is what caused me to collide to the vehicle that was in front of me. So yes,
that doesn't change the fact that you committed an accident.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be lenient, but
civilly you can be liable. But criminally, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it is proven that that is really what happened. Yes, I don't believe you'll be convicted or prosecuted for such.
Okay. All right. ZIZ, Traffic Talk.
Yeah, good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just need to piggyback on what Nita was saying. I had a class some years ago, solely to a student. I told them, Bellarmine, you have to insure the vehicle. This individual, Ross student, went on to drive the vehicle without insuring it, got into an accident just coming out of Ross University there, and called me and began to harass me. So when I explained to him the situation, he somehow managed to jump ship and left the country. I don't know what is the result with the individual who he ran into, but, you know, to say that you look into, I understand the thing. When these foreigners, I believe when these foreigners get into an accident, anybody for that matter, and the chances that they could jump ship, you should take away the travel document so they don't leave, because it's really unfair that in the case of this man who a judgment was given and died without getting a red cent, the question is, what about the insurance? Because you see on the insurance, the third party especially, where if you get in them kind of accident, the insurance is the one supposed to pull the slack. But that don't seem to be the case. I don't remember no time in saying it's where an individual gets into an accident and insurance had to pay thousands of dollars. I don't think that ever happened yet. Whatever loophole there is that they could pull off and get without paying the money, I really don't know. But it's not just looking to these law makers and so on, the people who, not you the police, the people who make the law, they're the ones who are supposed to look into that, and maybe you all need to draw the attention to them, because it's unfair. It's unfair that you're going to block up people and then jump on a plane and then go and never come back to the country. So I'm happy that Mr. Nittler brought that forward, because I know about that case there where the man, I don't know what happened to the other vehicle, but he called me and making noise. And eventually I think when he realized he parked up the vehicle outside Ross for years and jumped ship and left. So maybe you all need to do something. Take away the travel document or something like that. Anyway, thanks for listening. Good program.
All right, thanks.
What I can do, I would try my best to see if I can get someone from one of those insurance company to come on the program and discuss with us as to how their policies as it relates to these things. So I will try my best I cannot promise you that it will happen, but I will try my best to make it happen.
That would be a tough one. They don't let you know there are loopholes. Insurance is not in it to lose.
Oh, okay.
ZIZ Radio, Traffic Talk.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Talk to me.
Good morning, Sergeant Brown. Good morning, Rascal.
Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Sergeant Brown, I would like to ask you what the law says, the traffic law says. How old should a child be in order for him or her to drive in the front of a vehicle?
Okay. Just give me 1 sec.
You wanna hold off here for the?
Yeah, I'm gonna
answer?
hold on.
You're gonna hold
I
on.
would have to follow up.
Okay, all right. Well, he's going through his dictionary here.
Yeah. You're there, caller?
Yes, he is.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. As it relates to the vehicles and road traffic safety regulations, section 4, section 4, subsection 4, it states that any passenger who is under the age of 14 years shall be restrained by a seat belt while riding as a passenger in a motor vehicle, irrespective of whether he or she is seated in the front seat or the rear seat. Okay? So what it is saying that any passenger who is under the age of 14, they can ride in the front seat or the back seat, but they have to be in a seat belt. They have to be restrained. Okay, Carl?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, man, thank you. You're welcome.
All right. Okay, we go to, I think this is going to be a final call. ZIZ Radio, Traffic Talk. Hello? Okay, we missed that one, so we take this next one. It's the lucky one. ZIZ Radio, Traffic Talk.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to know what you have in place on the books. Person who don't have a license. And later on in the evening, they've been driving and get into an accident. Is anything on the books for that?
Of course, they can be arrested on the spot.
And what about if they want to go to get a license? They can be banned from getting a license?
If the matter goes before the court, and they're found guilty, the magistrate can disqualify them from obtaining a license for a period of maybe 12 months, or, as I said, disqualify if they have a license. But in your case, the person does not have a license. If they're taken before the court, the magistrate can disqualify them from obtaining a driver's license for a period up to 12 months. Okay?
Okay, then, thank you.
Okay, man, you're welcome, sir.
Okay, bro, we're going to wrap this up. But before we do so, let me just jump in quickly and talk a little bit about the big sounds in the cars and trucks and buses and planes and stuff that's going around lately. You know me, when it comes to sound, I ain't got a problem with that. Sound don't disturb me, like my friend Culture. But the context of the music is the problem for me. The bad words and the derogatory. Yes. At that volume, I don't think that these guys should be doing that. Correct. If you want to be loud, play some nice conscious stuff and some good stuff, but not that all those explicit languages that they usually be playing and driving through neighborhoods, driving through town, up foot, street, and I don't like that. It's not nice.
And the law speaks to it. If I can just briefly read what the law says, it says that any person driving or in charge of a motor vehicle which causes a loud noise to the annoyance or disturbance of any other person, commits an offense under the regulation. So that person can.
It's a bad word and so ain't illegal no more.
Of course, sure.
You sure?
Yeah, no.
You sure?
Yeah, of course.
I find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
I know there was a bar outside the prison, and on weekends, the sound system was blaring everything that you could think about. I never hear nobody went over there and tell them nothing. So I believe once you play it, it's safe. But if you say it is bad,
no, you should not be saying it. Playing it.
Okay. I just checking, just making sure, you know, in case I slip up and they target me.
I know you wouldn't slip up.
But mine would be a slip, but those are intentional because they don't really care nobody,
You
doing
got
them
some
anything.
lawless persons on the outside there.
I know. Well, you guys got to keep it in check, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Brown, thanks a lot for coming in as usual, man.
you, man.
Time is way down. We have another program coming up. I wish we had like an hour and a half when it come to you because your topics are good topics. It's an everyday style of living. There's so many vehicles on the road now and more coming in. And so we got to preach it as much as possible. And a lot of the younger drivers don't really be aware of those old, them old traffic laws. But when they going with them nearby, you know what I'm saying? So it's good that you're telling them about them and for them to, sort of get accustomed of it because they have no knowledge about it. The average young kid right now didn't grow up with a father teaching them to drive, eh? They just jump out the house, went by somebody, pay some money to go on the road and then they get a license. So they were not taught all these laws and rules and regulations from the old school days, Wrap it up, Brown, and let the folks know.
I want to thank you all for listening, for the public, for those persons who would have called in. Some person might not have gotten through. But I want to thank you still for being in tune to our program as we strive to make our roads safe. So until we meet again next week, God's spare, be safe, not just for yourself, but for other road users. So good guidance, and I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot for coming in, Brown. And, this is going to be my last week with you. GQ is coming back out on Monday. I'm definitely going to miss this program. I love this program. I like to start to get involved because I know there's a lot of things out there to be solved. You know what I'm saying? And so, all the best.
All the best, too.
See you at Tony for a cold one.
Driver, what's your emergency? It's better